a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do they think? What do you think about them comparing him to you? I mean, you're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay.
So why I think that is I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have
talents are so crazy, especially at this age, okay? It is so cool. What is he, 20, 21? And you know, he's starting to get compared to Mike Tyson as far.
Moses Itama clearly stand apart from today's generation of fighters. Unlike many modern boxers, he carries a raw hunger, laser focus, and a determination that truly defines a champion. Mike Tyson himself stressed that lasting greatness requires consistency, discipline, and the humility to learn from defeat. With these qualities, Itama is not only turning heads in a heavyweight division, but is also on course to rise above his peers and secure his...
Listen, this is the thing. It has nothing to do with you losing. It depends on how you lose. You lose spectacularly, hey, they're going to always use you. Depends on how you lose. You can lose and win at the same time.
Yeah, your stock can go up.
Yeah.
Some people be like, "Oh, you undefeated? You don't know? You don't understand?" It's like, no, I do understand.
Yes, you do understand.
I came out on top, but I took the risk, and I had some close ones. But I also remember my last loss and how that made me feel, which made me not want to, lose again. Mm-hmm. And I just think that, given the climate of the game now with the social, like, you get crucified in boxing if you lose a fight.
Because they don't, the people that watch boxing now don't understand boxing. They look at it from a physical perspective.
I agree with that.
They don't understand it at all.
Yeah. Man, Cuss is grooming you and prepping you. And I saw a quote from him that thing almost brought me to tears. He said, at his age, he said, how do you stay alive? What's your motivation? He said, I'm alive because Mike gives me hope to stay alive. I have a reason with Mike.
Place in boxing history as a future legend, Ariel Helwani, one of the most respected voices in combat sports media, has also praised Itama for accomplishing what very few have at such a young age. At only 20, he has already established himself as one of the most promising heavyweight prospects in the world. Helwani even suggests that Itama could realistically break Tyson's long-standing record as the youngest heavyweight champion, a benchmark of youthful greatness in boxing. This is not just hype. It's built on Itama's steady rise, flawless performances, and growing reputation within the sport. When both veterans and analysts recognize his potential, it proves that his journey...
But he's back. He's got his new fight is March the 1st in Bournemouth. So yeah, he's rolling the dice again. He's just had a little boy, so he took some time out.
Okay. When did you start to really feel like this could be a career, that you had a special gift? How soon into that, training journey did you start to realize, like, oh wow, this is what they're saying about me is different?
It's after I sparred Lawrence Okoli. My trainer at the time, he messaged me saying that what you've done today was crazy, unbelievable. If you stick at it, you can be one of the greatest boxers to live, heavyweight, sorry. And then I was like, okay, I'm not bad, but at this point, I'm a 2-time European gold medalist, 2-time national champion. But I still didn't think I was like...
It isn't only about promise, but about real progress. Observers of his recent fights highlight his rare blend of speed and agility, qualities seldom seen in heavyweights, who are usually defined by sheer power and size. Yet Itama breaks the mold. At just 20 years old, he moves with a fluidity and sharp reflexes more common in lighter divisions, making him an exceptional talent destined for greatness. Itama's footwork allows him to cut angles effortlessly, evade punches, and set up powerful counters that leave opponents unsettled. What excites experts most is a striking contrast between his size and athleticism. He isn't just a heavy hitter.
I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have that level of speed and power. When have we ever seen that before in the history of boxing? Ever. In the last 30 years even. You look at Lennox Lewis, he didn't fucking move like that for the weight. No way. As good as he was, he didn't move like that. AJ, hell of an athlete, he didn't move like that. Tyson Fury was a good mover for a big bloke. He doesn't move like that. He hasn't got that explosive speed. We're witnessing something so fucking special here. This is the most exciting combat sports athlete, any sport, MMA, boxing, whatever you want to talk about in the world. And he's 20 years old. It's unbelievable. And I get that a lot of people have doubted him because it's hard to believe that guys who you've respected for the last 15 years can get in a boxing ring against a 20-year-old kid and get the shit beaten out of them. And that emotional connection will make you want to, oh, maybe this will happen. Oh, Dillian White's, he's training hard, he looks in shape. No. It doesn't matter what version of Dillian White shows up. Dillian White could go back through his entire fucking career and pick any version of himself out. You're getting smoked by Moses Atoma because the level difference, it's fucking huge. That's why I only gave him 2 rounds. And I respect Dillian White. I think he is a tough guy. He has had a good career. But just look at the way Dillian White moves, man. And look at the way Moses Atoma moves. This was a really easy one to predict, actually. People are comparing him to Mike Tyson. It's a hell of a compliment.
A complete fighter with the ability to outmaneuver even seasoned heavyweights. This was highlighted by Shobi the Adult, who compared Itima's breakthrough moment to Mike Tyson's demolition of Michael Spinks. Just as critics once doubted Tyson's readiness, many questioned whether Itima could handle a veteran like Dillian White. The answer was emphatic. In a dominant performance, he displayed ruthless power, composure, and finishing instinct that instantly drew parallels to Tyson's iconic rise. The victory wasn't just another win. It was a statement that forced the boxing world to pay attention. Yet at just 20 years old, Itima understands that true greatness is
Experience bout and stuff like that. And, we never see Moses in this situation, something like that. And I responded by saying, this is going to be Mike Tyson Spinks. Remember that?
Moses will get hit so hard the first. He going to be gun shy for the rest of the fight, like Ryan versus Rolly. It's different level. He ain't been tested. That's what he said about. I remember those exact words when Iron Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks. They said Mike Tyson never been in a ring with somebody of the caliber of Spinks. I'll never forget. So let's see.
And damn it, how identical this shit is just mind-blowing. Check this out.
Dillian White looks a little big-eyed for me. He looks a little nervous for me, man. You gotta make 5 rounds. You looking down and shit. He looked like Michael Spinks.
not about imitation. His goal is not to live in Tyson's shadow, but to carve out his own legacy as Moses Itima. That mindset, wanting to be remembered for who he is rather than for who he resembles, is what separates future champions from those who crumble under comparisons. Some fighters reveal championship qualities long before they wear a belt. Itima's destruction of Dillian White was that kind of moment. Without needing a drawn-out war to prove himself, he demonstrated with speed, timing, and poise that he already carries the aura of a champion. As analyst Aid Oladipo noted, Itima's performance turned skeptics into believers, proving that sometimes greatness is self-evident, of course.
Be the next youngest world heavyweight champion after Mike Tyson, trying to break that record. You're 19 years of age now. Talking about your last performance, Marius Wack. Big guy, strong guy, been in there, seen it, done it, boxed everyone, was expected to give you rounds. You went in there and took him apart in 2, right? So them expectations are obviously going to be talked about. People are obviously going to do that and compare you with the likes of Mike Tyson. And that is a good thing. And I think the champions feed off that sort of stuff. And that's what you do. You don't let the pressure get you, but you deliver in your performances.
Yeah, like do you know what? I've kind of put myself with kind of making the comparison with me and Mike Tyson with completely different styles or whatnot. But I never really wanted to compare to no one. I kind of want to set my own path. Like I said multiple times, like obviously Joshua, Fury, Usyk, Tyson, all them, they've set their own path. So I want to set my own.
I think it's the age thing, isn't it? With the Mike Tyson thing, where he become the youngest world heavyweight champion, 20 years of age and X amount of months, whatever that was. You're 19. You put yourself in a position now that Frank Warren was on here talking about you boxing Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark. He said tomorrow, now. That's the sort of level he sees you at. Of
course. If you look at my last fight, obviously, that's
not everyone is ready to give full credit. Some detractors argue that White's condition played a role in the outcome, but even those doubts cannot overshadow the significance of what Itima accomplished. His victory was decisive, undeniable, and the kind of performance that shifts the conversation about a young fighter's future. Analysts have rejected the narrative that Dillian White's loss was due to injury, pointing out that he appeared healthy, focused, and composed during his ring walk. To suggest otherwise, they argue, undermines the skill, timing, and power that Moses Itama displayed. This debate reflects a familiar theme in boxing. When a
Certainly doesn't move like a lightweight, but a light heavyweight. He just darts in and out so quickly. Like, nothing about him physically looks 240 pounds. Bear in mind, that's the same weight as Daniel Dubois. He's the same height. It's only 10 pounds less than AJ. It's the same height as Dillian White. I'm sorry, same weight as Dillian White. But you look at his frame, he doesn't look that heavy. It's almost like he's very, I don't know, maybe a lot of that weight's in his legs, but he seems to move and glide around the ring so freely. So yeah, look, I'm very excited about him. I thought that if I watched it again, because obviously I made the video yesterday immediately after watching the fight, so I was very high. And I thought, okay, let me watch it again and maybe calm down a little bit. If anything, I've got higher. If anything, I've gone higher. I think he's incredible. I was at the airport with Lee Wood. And Lee Wood, obviously trained by Ben Davis, and Lee Wood sees him train all the time. And he was like, dude, I'm not surprised. Like, I see this guy train all the time. I see what he does. I see who he spars. And sometimes you got to listen to those people. Again, we're not privy to any of that. All we see is a couple of rounds or 2 minutes on fight night. We don't see anything else where people like Lee see it week in, week out. So, look, I think he's incredible. Let's not waste no time. I've already wasted, 5 minutes or so. Let's talk about potential opponents. And this doesn't include, again, the top 3 guys. So this doesn't include Alexander Usyk. I'll tell you who it doesn't include. It doesn't include Alexander.
young star rises quickly, critics often search for excuses to dismiss their success. Yet Itama's fearlessness and precision in that fight made it difficult to deny that he deserved full recognition. The testimony of Mark Tibbs, White's former trainer, added further weight to the moment. For a man with his experience to admit being speechless after witnessing the knockout underscored how shocking and definitive the result was. White was supposed to be a stand test, a measuring stick for Itama's progress. Instead, the bout became a showcase of his raw power, composure, and killer instinct. Tibbs' reaction mirrored what many fans felt in real time. This was not the expected outcome, and it signaled that boxing had a new